What's going on, pros? This is Mike with another Dirty Promotions video. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to God for allowing me to be here without no virus, no problems. It is 4/9/2020, and I'm just glad that I'm, haven't contracted anything, been keeping very safe, distant, and all that kind of stuff. So I give thanks to God. This video right here is very, very special to me because I am launching a product of my own that I developed. I had it created just for me, for the industry that I so much love, the window film, paint protection film, vinyl industry, all that together, the film business, of course. Been a couple of years since I kind of like dove into the idea of monkeying around with tanks, as you can see one here. And the first tanks that I rolled out were horrible. They're ugly and all that, but they're fully functional. And they were created because I knew that for a long time, for the longest time, I kept on seeing on the web pages the same damn picture of the same damn tank over and over for years, and nothing ever changed, and it was very expensive. And I knew people were talking and talking. I do follow forums, been following the forums for many, many years, and I thought and I listened that there was a demand to wanting to do tanks, either build them or do this or that, or perhaps more affordable, and nobody was doing anything at that particular time. So I decided to jump in and started developing my own tanks, used, and of course up to right now, here we are, the newest, nicest dirty tank there is. And the reason I strayed away from the used ones was because it took a lot of my time cleaning them and all that kind of stuff. It really took a lot of time. So I decided to just stay away from that. They're 100% fully functional, but they're just a lot of my personal time cleaning them out, and the gunk and this and that. So I decided to no more of that, because my time of producing tools, doing window film, installations, being a CEO, the dirty tools, the videos and all that kind of stuff, it takes a lot of my time. So I just decided to go gold and stay gold. Okay, during all that time, the 2 years that I was monkeying around with tanks and such, that I released them, I also really wanted I listened to a lot of the people's concerns over the crud and this and that and tanks and this is going wrong and whatever, all those kind of things. So me listening to all those things, I kind of ran into this guy. I'd seen it somewhere, posted or something like that, right? So I looked into it and all that kind of stuff, and lo and behold, I said, I'm going to insert one of these guys into one of those and go ahead and clean out whatever residue and water, because a lot of people have tap water and all that kind of stuff. I know some people are going to say, well, I use chlorine cleaned and this and that. 90% or 95% of the people use tap water. They don't have a different way. They don't want to do it different way. So I started using these, started buying a bunch of these and started inserting them. And of course, they're doing a wonderful job. You guys have a lot of posts. I've created a lot of posts. This is a 40 micron filter. It stops all the crap in there and stuff like that. One of the things that I knew for a fact that I wanted to perhaps develop something that would be less cumbersome, or less this and less that and whatever, but I still wanted to keep it into the I want clean water going out of the sprayer. And right now I'm going to go and bring a little sprayer right now. I don't know why I forgot them in this video. I'll go ahead and bring it right now before I even continue, because I'm going to forget. Okay. All right. Okay. So I said to myself, I want to have something that is extremely high in rating of cleanliness, and this is very, very high in cleanliness, and so that all the people that are concerned about this breakdown of gunk and this and dirt and mystery particles and whatever. So this did a great thing. As a matter of fact, when I launched my tanks about 2 years ago, there is a following of people producing tanks and all that kind of stuff, and to this day they're producing very nice, great tanks. They're very beautiful, they're very functional, but we all have the same hurdle of a cleaning system. The idea of having these things in a 50 mesh and 100 mesh and 200, I'm sorry, 50 mesh, 100 mesh and 200 mesh that this wasn't wasn't really cutting some of the things out. I did a video, but before I did a video, I did an experimentation because some of my pals were getting these mystery specs and they showed me their system. So I tried it out myself, and sure enough, through these things, the 50 and 100, which 50 means the hole is more open, 100 is a little bit less open, and 200 is the least open in mesh, right? And this is mesh rating. And I saw what was going on. I did it on a white piece of cloth, and I did this with a sprayer, and a few specks of the black ones were passing through these filters because their openness was too big. So I decided a long time ago I wasn't going to monkey around with these for the filtration. That's why I went this route. And well, after this route became mainstream for a long time, I probably still have some in my website as we speak, selling the whole systems. But I created something that's going to go around this guy right here. I'm going to leave him alone forever. That's going to allow me to have less operating parts on a hose. So the hose all it's going to have is a quick connect, and from the quick connect it's going to have the sprayer, and that's it. Inside that sprayer is going to have the filtration system. I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. I tried everything, bro. This was in the hose itself. You guys already know how it goes. I had a bunch of these and I installed them inside the tank in the pickup tube. So inside the pickup tube there went this guy right here, and he would filter all this crud and breakdown of soap residue and everything. He would collect it here, and he wouldn't go up here. Pure water would go up here. But the problem is, after a while, maybe a month, 2 months, depending on how you guys do as much work as you do, if this clogged up, then you have to remove it, purchase another one, put it in there, and go at it again. And the thing is, you have to disassemble the top thing, the quick connect, assemble it, pull this up, blah blah. So it does involve some task. Is it wonderful? It's very, very wonderful. I love it. But I started with a lot of different filtration systems. I did a lot of mistakes. There was some not good moments. There were some failures in my early tank buildups and whatever. But I'm so glad I had a lot of those failures, because then it brought me to thinking harder and harder and harder. And of course, I ran into this guy right here, and then people started saying, well, the glass, blah, blah. Well, I never told them, but all these glasses were covered by PPF, so it never would be a problem as far as glass flying, blah, 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 blah. So I never told anyone, but I was very safe about that. But that's not the point. The point is that I wanted to have less operating systems in my system, less moving parts, because the more moving parts, they're going to fail. So one of the things in my filtration things that were wonderful and beautiful and whatever, and totally accepted worldwide, was that sometimes this would arrive to Australia or this or that, and Mike, one of these is leaking a little bit, so I had to guide him to torque it up a little bit more, and then it worked. But the whole purpose of the thing of this video is that I wanted to do away with all that bullshit of any potential is one hose here, and it goes and blah blah. You get your hose and accidentally drop it and break it, then you're gonna need to order another of these. You're from Germany, Australia, blah blah. It's a problem. It's a fucking problem, and nobody wants any downtime. Okay, so what am I going to tell you about all these things? The reason that we have all these mystery particles, crud and white stuff, liquid or whatever in our film, and it doesn't look as clear as it could and whatever, is because all these things, from baby shampoo and any dishwashing soap of your favorite choice, doesn't matter. These are surfactants, meaning that they do have some stuff in it that when you mix them with water, by themselves they don't do a whole lot, but when you mix them with water and you foam it up and whatever, a lot of that, all the good magic starts, which is the foam and all that kind of stuff. All that foam and whatever, what it does is it envelopes a lot of the grease and dirt and whatever. It envelopes it up, it wraps it around and takes it to the surface. And of course, when you wash dishes, all that shit goes down the sink. It really, strips the whatever component has grease and all that kind of stuff, brings it to the surface, enveloped up. You can research on it, and they're gonna say the same thing. I researched it before and whatever. So anyway, so what I'm saying is that this and this were never intended for window film, but it is widely used. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that once you get this mystery product, which is really, really developed in a way that is kind of like, what do they call it? Hydrolyphic and hydrophobic. Those are the two words, hydrolyphic and hydrophobic, okay? meaning that it goes well with water, but at the same time it has a tail end, an atom that envelopes the grease, and they're together. So there's a lot of chemistry going on here. But what I'm saying is that when you mix it with water and all these byproducts are created and whatever, and since we're not doing any oil, that is just sitting in a tank or one of these sprays and whatever, eventually this stuff is going to degrade and go ahead and break down, which it was meant to do that after it goes down the sink, you know, biodegradable, all that kind of stuff. So these kind of things are the things that we're getting in our filters, in our lines, in our shit, you know, on a daily basis, and the questions of how do I get rid of this, how do I get rid of that, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, like I said, I tried all these kind of things. I fucking reinvented the wheel like 6 times, and then it hit me. It hit me all of a sudden. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get these things that are not meant. You know, these are called mesh filters. So these mesh filters right here are meant for the agriculture, pesticide, all that kind of bullshit that you see the guys from Orkin and whatever doing the spraying or whatever. Of course, because they're out on the field in the vans, outside the field or whatever, it's dirty, whatever. Some of the dirt and whatever is going to come into the is going to come into the tank, because they're not, you know, they're not installing film. They don't give a shit about particles or whatever. But the thing is that these guns right here, these right here, in the tip right here, they have this little, you know, the sprayer has a very small tip, and of course that is what will get clogged up. So these things were invented to be here and to pretty much filter the bigger shit. That has nothing to do with window film. It has to do with bigger dirt particles that are related to not clogging up tanks that are on the field for pesticides, agriculture, and whatever, because those guys are a lot messy than, you know, window film installers are such creatures. They wash their hands, they wash everything, wash the tank before they open and whatever. So those kind of things, right? So I said to myself, after going years and years of, look at all this stuff, look at all the filters. I mean, I will show you, man. I've been monkeying around with all kinds of shit, man. I mean, you name it. From, you know, brass things to like these things. I mean, you name it, I've done it, trampled on it and whatever. And lo and behold, this answer to creating the world's best filtration, most effective, less cumbersome, less bullshit, everything filter was right in front of my fucking nose. And the great thing about this filter that I created is that it is actually can be used in a spray bottle, a poly, and right here, brother, in this nice tank. It's meant to be used in all 3 of them. Let me go ahead and pull my guy out. It's right here. Lo and behold, a 40 micron filter. Okay, this guy is gonna go now into this right here instead of that. 200, 100 mesh, and 50. They don't do dick. They don't do anything absolutely for filtration. It will probably capture a lot of the big waxes and glycerin and shit that this byproducts will drop down and eventually go to the bottom of the tank, or this. I mean, I've shown videos where I have baby shampoo and I left it 2 days, and I do this and I find a bunch of fucking swimmers. They look like floating sperm. All that stuff is already broken down material. The byproduct of what I'm talking about that is in here. It is in here. It is in here. Okay. So this filter is a 40 micron filter. Let me tell you why it is so important that this guy is in here. Because being that it is in here, and you're gonna put your tip, the tip, I have it in another bag, I don't wanna go back and get it. You already know what a tip looks like. It's gonna go in this, some of the world's most famous sprayers. And it is gonna go in, of course, the other world famous sprayer, which is this one. This is the same thing. These guys are the same tip, right? You know, they're interchangeable. You can put one of these plastic if you ever need to. You can put one of these in here and it'll do the same thing, okay? And so this guy is the filter, my invention of the mesh that I searched for. I got it and I said, I need you to go ahead and develop this specifically for me, that it looks identical, that it fit in here, and here it is. So now, why is it very important that it is here? Because whatever crap is in your hose, which we're discussing about, Mike, I see a bunch of shit in my hose. How do I clean the hose out? Okay, we leave the hose, we collectively, we as installers, leave the hose for a day or two, and whatever's in the hose is going to create this same crap that is in here, okay? That accumulates here that I've shown in my videos, the swimmers and whatever. and whatever other bullshit that accumulates here in the bottom, that stuff is also going to be picked up. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that the reason that is so ingenious and so lovely and wonderful, that when I said this is going to be the shit that I'm going to do, is because he's right here. He is going to be the last point of defense of crap going out of your thing, the last. Because from here is your tip, and that's it. So whatever crap is going to be captured here, and whenever, let's say 2 weeks down the road, you feel a little bit of limping, the limping is going to be because it already caught a lot of the glycerin and crap and whatever, and then you can pop it open, look at it. Yesterday I put in my stories this one being clogged up like this in my hand with a lot of like semen looking like white shit with some black specks. Look at it again. I'm gonna put it in the comments so you can see it. I didn't invent this stuff. This was in my tank and I had it there for like a month. I don't tint a lot, but it is my tank. Imagine that stuff in about 2 weeks. So it's gonna collect a lot of this gunk that was going out into your vehicles, into your installations. I want you to see this. This is the best mesh there is out there as far as 200. This is the tightest. They don't make anything else. This is for agriculture, nothing to do with tinting. Do not confuse them. I'm going to put it side by side and you can see the difference in tightness of a 40 micron mesh stainless steel and this one right here. You can see the pores are real open and these are super tight. There is a big difference. Okay, so this guy right here, if you put him to the light, you will be able to see, like right there, maybe you see it, maybe not. You see a lot of light going through the holes, and you put this guy up there and you see zero, I mean zero light coming in through here. That's how tight it is and that's how effective it is. Okay, so this right here I'm so proud of. I bought, I had 10,000 units fabricated for me. These are bags I believe are 500 right here. And I'm going to be selling and putting them on my site already. I'm going to show you how they actually work on these, of course. In the front, you put your thing with the tip, you close it, you're done. You already know what to do, right? And you take it out every week or whatever and just go ahead and get the glycerin out, maybe a toothbrush, a little brush whatever the small little specks of black little specks that come in the water and whatever, tap water, don't matter. You don't need to go to the store to get no more oxygenated fucking water and chlorine and blah, 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 and denature, none of this, so no more of that bullshit. This right here is gonna fix all your problems, my friend. There it is, he goes in there. Same thing, he's gonna go in your very famous, beautiful of those. And of course you put your other, the brass one, the tip that I have. I just don't wanna bring it, there he is. Let me tell you how he's gonna fit in one of these guys, okay? Let me put this to the side. So I want everybody to take advantage of the fact that this new badass filter is gonna sell worldwide, is now gonna be able to be used in whatever devices. You have one of these, not a problem. I want you to watch this. You see this right here in the bottom? There he is. He's right there, and so you can get one of these and you don't need to be collecting all the crap that's gonna go through here. This is what is in the bottom of your sprayers. It's got like 6 big fucking holes, like anything can go through it. A horse can go through it. They're so big. This is a strainer and it's made for big rocks and whatever, but this is a true filter right here. So the way you get this filter to fit in there, you get one of these guys right here. This right here, you remove them and you put this guy in here. You put a little bit of this tape right here to give him a little bit of thickness around there, as you can see right here clearly, and then you put your filter and that's it. The great thing about it is that a lot of us, we break these from over torquing them, or a fucking car runs over them, or these seals will fail in due time. Great. You remove the stem, you remove this stem right here. Let me throw this away. Remove it and you take this to your new bottle, you stick it in, and you're 100% good for another year, 2 years, or whatever. So this guy right here goes on the bottom right here just like that, and he's ready to go, and you'll have pure filter water as 40 microns pure. And you can see it, I use it on my daily bottle. This is just a little dirty trick that I did. He's flexible that way. When I have my bottle sideways, he's sucking water that normally this fucking stem ain't gonna reach. So that's just a thing that is my deal, it has nothing to do with the video. It's just a dirty trick. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to show you was on the poly. Let me put this away because we're not going to use any of these. I'm going to throw them to the trash can. Years of data, years of collecting, years of investigative shit, right? This guy, I'm going to miss you, man. But I'm really not gonna miss you because you were so hard to put on a hose and all that. Made me do a lot of work. Anyway, there's a lot of other contraptions that go on the tank that has like a filter that a hose goes here, then it filters water. All that stuff, all that shit's gonna be like yesterday. It's gonna be yesterday's news, I promise you, because the more crap that is on your tank, weighing it down, the more things that can break. We already know that. It's basic fucking mathematics. This right here, on all your polys, it has one of these, and on mine it happens to be flexible, so you know you can go ahead and do it sideways and it'll pick up water. But what I'm trying to point out is that this guy right here, he has a 100 mesh filter in the bottom, which is great. If you buy one of these tanks, my tanks come with that. I don't know about any other tanks. My tanks come with this flexible and this stainless steel 100 mesh. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. But if you want to improve it, then you remove this guy right here, put my thing in there on the bottom. All it is, this right here, all it is a piece of the a piece of this. So I have some of these left over, so I just cut a piece, put it in here, and right here put the same piece of tape, put it in here, and I'm ready to go. You don't ever need to mess with this. It's stainless steel. This is plastic. Nothing's gonna rust, nothing's gonna do anything ever. And lo and behold, you're gonna have wonderful clean water out of your poly. So now there, let me put this back the way he was because I'm selling them. This is a poly that I sell, and it's not gonna go with that filter. You will need to buy it separately if you like. So there it is. And guys, man, I tell you, I am very tickled pink. This is not the only tool that I have developed, but I cannot release them all at the same time. I have other tools that I will release slowly, but this, I am very, 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 very proud of it. 40 micron mesh is gonna end all the bullshit problems of anything. If you guys use this, or if you guys use this, which are the world's most famous sprayers, then you're in luck because this was developed for this. I do not have the Gilmore or this or any other. I can't help you there. Maybe if you, the other people that are 100% spray bottle guys like myself still, you can do this on the bottom like you saw right here. The guys that are poly 100%, there are a bunch of them, even PPF in them. You can have it on the system. I already showed you how it works. I'm looking for worldwide distributors. I will send you bags of this. I'm looking worldwide distributors for Europe, for Russia, for Canada, Australia, South America. Inbox me. This is the Dirty. I'm so happy to produce this, and I have other products that I have been producing that are actually my 100% original design. I'm straying away from actually getting other stuff and reselling it. Nothing wrong with it, but I have a lot of creative ideas and I'm bringing them to you because for the longest time I modify tools left and right. I don't want to modify anymore. I want to create my own unique tools. There are several, but this is the very first launch. This is a filter, 40 micron. It's going to be on dirtytools.com in a little bit after I perhaps do all this, download the video. I need distributors, even in the USA. If you guys know me, inbox me. I'm not, I'm not greedy or nothing because I don't have your database. Whatever these tool company, they don't have my database. I don't have their database. We all have different customers. It's all I'm trying to say. But I want everybody in the world to benefit from having a better filter. And of course, this just adds to the dirty pouch, which I created, and a bunch of other products. 100% from my ideas, and this is just another dirty tool. Guys, I enjoyed it. Please inbox me, call me, tell me whatever ideas or improvements, whatever. I love you. God bless and stay safe. GoPro, stop recording.